Evening, guys. Hello, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad yourself.
Yeah, not too bad. So
Just
we'll.
having a little rave in the corner then to the countdown. Don't know if you saw.
Hello, yeah. That's another new little thing for us here, guys. Is little countdowns on things like that. But let me just find something to keep them occupied along the bottom there. So, hi Emma. Hello, Suzanne.
I can't see anyone, so
You
just
click on the comments on the side.
Oh, there we go.
Hey.
Technology.
Yeah, so it doesn't show us who's watching, guys. So if you're anyone who's in, just drop us a comment in there so we can say hello, so we're not ignoring anyone. So yeah, hope you're okay, Emma, and Suzanne's just up there. So if she stamps her feet,
probably like a 10-second delay there, isn't it?
Yeah. No.
She's not watching you.
No.
Body's on. Okay, Amy?
There it was.
Is there anyone there?
Oh, yeah.
Twice.
Yeah. Hi, Amy. Hope you're okay. Yeah, so we'll just waffle on a bit while we wait for see if anybody else wants to join us tonight.
Yeah, it's my fault really. Prior commitments, it's me this time. I know it's usually Chris messing things up, but right up until we sent that post out, a new update I had in mind for something, but it's all works Christmas do. So I'm unfortunately not going to be on that night, which means I may miss a little bit of the episode as well. So yeah, it's just one of those things. It's
right. Listen, you know what? As we always say, mate, we've proper grafted this year, so you know you deserve your get your night out before Boris shuts us all down again.
I think it's all gonna close off anyway, isn't it? So I think it could be the last night out for a few months. So yeah. But yeah, and again, I mean, you saw what we came on about like 7:20, and I probably spoke to you for about 5 minutes with the amount of running around I've had to do. So yeah, with half a pizza in my mouth as well. So yeah, busy life. But yeah, and you can see why we only put an episode out once every 3 weeks, because it's just midweeks for us are just carnage, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing, guys. As we always say, we would love to put more content out for you, but it's just not feasible. I mean, we will come round to. We've got a couple of things that we want to discuss tonight and just have a catch up with you. But yeah, we're gonna tweak some of the things that we do with the way we film some things, which we've tried on some of the episodes that you're going to see coming up. We have changed it a little bit, where we're using one camera or we're using normal vision cameras, and it works. It works brilliantly as far as editing goes, because one camera is a lot easier than 2 or 3, but it takes away from what we create all the time. So we're not gonna stop doing what we do with the full ones, if you like.
You're rapidly clicking away there.
Yeah, I'm just there. Hi, Shadow Hunters, you okay?
You okay, guys?
So is it Amy, is it Louise, or is it both? But listen, hey, Shadow Hunters have got a 30 East Drive on tomorrow night, mate. So
I did see that. Yeah, it's again one on our hit list as well, isn't it? So we're looking forward to seeing how they do it and what they got.
Hi, Chrissy.
You okay, Chrissy? Well, yeah, your channel's flying at the minute as well.
Yeah, hi, Amy. Yeah, exactly as Adam said, mate. Well done. It's brilliant. You know, we watched you join us on 1,000 subs, and then while we got a bit lazy, you put the graft in and rightfully went woof straight past us. So yeah, brilliant. But yeah.
Harder.
Sorry, whilst you might see me clicking away, guys. I'm just I'm trying to share things as well.
He's putting a filter on. Honestly, it's what he's doing. Can you tell?
I'll be with you in 1 sec.
So how's everyone's week going so far then? Let's see. I know Amy was in before Chrissy. Can you believe that? Amy's punctuality is
Chrissy was probably having a kip, wasn't she? You know, she's like.
Yeah.
We'll need photographic proof of that later, Chrissy. So I'm sorry, but
how about photographic proof? We need video proof for these bloody squats, don't we? That didn't seem to happen. So got away with that one.
Not all about that. Got away with that one, mate, didn't you? I'm having a well-earned coffee, by the way. Me and the missus have been for a little bit of a stroll along by the Mersey in the rain tonight. So, yeah, haunted Scouse weather.
Looks like Grandad's going to tell us a story here. Little coffee cup.
Well, what we'll do, let's jump to the first item of discussion then, mate.
Go on, what we got? Halloween.
Yeah.
Seems like ages ago, doesn't it?
Doesn't it just?
What was it? Less than a month, wasn't it? Yeah. So what? That was. Yeah. So what? It was about 30 days ago. So we had what did we have on the channel after that? We had the saddle, didn't we? So we had the saddle, but then obviously before that was the Halloween. So yeah, obviously, I mean, probably the hardest we've grafted in October, which I mean, as a paranormal channel, you'd expect that, don't you? But I mean, from the minute October hit and we started putting that out there when we were with Jamie and Jonathan, it just seemed to snowball, didn't it? And we were on radio stations and we were having these people, that people wanting us. We had articles and it was just, honestly, October was just absolute chaos, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was brilliant. It was chaos that we wanted, guys.
Mm.
But it was it was hard graft. It was.
Yeah.
Luckily we were organised, and then we didn't realise just how popular we'd become, and we got invited onto this radio show, that radio show, and I'm trying to be the polite. I was going to say polite young men that we are, but polite young man and slightly older man.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't want to disappoint anybody, and we've still got to catch up with one guy, Dave, and you know, record something with him, because unfortunately we just ran out of time between going to work, having families, and trying to fit all this stuff in. October just ran out before we knew it. So, but what did everyone think of the Halloween episode anyway? Anyone that got any favourite bits? Chrissy, did you manage to stay awake through the whole of it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when the idea hit of Joe filming it how we wanted to, I didn't think it would go as well as it did. Now, obviously, we did have a few disruptions and stuff, but I think if we went in that where we both went in and walked around and investigated how we usually do, I don't think we probably would have caught half the stuff we caught that night.
No, definitely not. I mean, It was because we'd been there before. We knew where the active areas were, but if we'd have gone about it in exactly the same way, I think we'd have just created exactly the same episode, but on a different night. And that's where we had to. That's where we had to really plan it. But you know, I mean,
the best laid plans of mice and men, eh?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, no fault to Tom, who kindly still to this day, you know, funnily enough, me and Suzanne forget where we were driving back from. I think we'd been to Mill Street Barracks actually to pick up those new REM pods, and we were driving back that way or somewhere, and wherever we'd been, we drove past Tom anyway, and he was cycling his way up towards the Walton Way. Hi, Elliot. You okay, mate?
Elliot.
But I love your cup, mate.
Yeah, thanks. It says I do not care. I do not care. I do not care. I do not care.
Look at that. Hey,
Yeah. Lovely.
Your little sweet side.
Yeah, I try not to show it too much. Got an image to maintain, but yeah.
Yeah, true.
Not like the first cup I could find because we were on in like 30 seconds.
I've had mine for about 13, 14 years now, I think, this one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm trying to have a think. Probably my favourite bit looking back on it would have been something that I didn't even see. Obviously, you in that top room when you were there on your own. The radio going off is great because it just obviously added to it. But that kind of like that 2 minutes, and when you were repeatedly showing me the video of the actual the shimmer that went across, which I couldn't see, and then you kept saying, "Look there by the window, look there by the window," and when you get onto it, it's huge. It's like that big, isn't it? And it's like a proper like arm that you can kind of see go across, and then you've got to really look for it. But when you see it, it is like, oh wow, just thinking back to the light anomaly that we saw at the where am I thinking? Penny Lane.
The Dovedale Towers.
Dovedale, sorry, memory's gone. Yeah, when we saw that light anomaly, I thought that was great, but obviously that was more, like the ball of light where that went past you that you caught was a really decent shimmer. So that whole 2 minutes in itself, again, it's a shame that we were interrupted a little bit there, but that kind of did really build it up. So
yeah, because when we look back on it, guys, this is why whenever I edit anything, I put it onto the hard drive and I take it upstairs, and me and Suzanne watch it on the big telly. Now, when I edit, I've got a big 37-inch telly which is in front of me. That's my monitor for the PC.
That's where the money goes, by the way. When we started on the channel, you can see Chris is buying new tellies and stuff like that, isn't he?
But no, sometimes it doesn't. When you're editing it, it doesn't show you it in perfect HD. So the same thing happened with Accrington, the fan events. There was the lights within the glass thing, and I completely missed them till we were watching it on the night when it was on. And it was that shimmer that Adam spoke about. It literally looked like the side of a person. So if you've already seen the Halloween special, go back and have another look. And it's the section just before my radio goes off, and I think it's Adam. And over by the window, I couldn't enhance it anymore because it kind of lost the clarity when I tried to enhance it. But what is there does literally look like the side of somebody walking past the window. But to add that to the anomalies before, especially the one that was dancing around the room and went back and forth a couple of times and then dissipated, you do kind of start to think, what is it that's in that room?
Yeah, it's just, again, just interesting how, we kind of knew what route we'd both go, but because you were interrupted, and then from pretty much there you went down the cellar, you were the right side of the of Walton Hall, where obviously the stuff that kind of happened to me, or when my radio went on, I was in the other side, wasn't I? Yeah. So it was just that whole top floor. It's just insane, isn't it? The door was shutting again, and the breaths behind the camera as well just before I came in. It was just really, really strange place. It's such a shame now that we can't get back in and do anything. But if so be it, that's the last time that we do it. I think we've kind of done it justice.
Yeah, well, even going back to the walkie-talkies going off, only one of them went off. And that was the other thing. If there was kind of interference from outside, we were on the same frequency, and we could talk to each other on them. So why would both of them not go off if it was somebody in the vicinity tapping into our signal on any of the 3 occasions that it went off? It's that was, I mean, I think it comes back to the editing side of it as well. The way we film, guys, and we've invested in that extra night vision camera. So we both have a night vision camera, but at the same time, we have a lock-off camera as well. And having that lock-off camera down in the cellar, it pays off sitting there, me having the patience to sit with a set of headphones on and listen and listen and listen, because those couple of voices that we captured down there, I do think, were worth it, especially the one that was like the little child's voice saying, "Mummy, where are you?"
Yeah, I mean, it's really strange on that, because unless you obviously know the area and you've been there, I mean, you've got to go through the gates, drive right the way up the pathway, and it's plonked. And there's kind of nothing else around it, is there? So you can't even really say, oh, it might have been like outside noise, because, I mean, obviously one of us was always sat outside the front, but there's like nothing. Isn't a school at the back or something like that? Or
school at the back and then Walton Woods.
So you can't even get into the school, but then the woods are set further back, that there's no way that would have picked up that noise, wouldn't it? So that's why it's just really strange to try and pinpoint where that did come from. But,
and the thing is as well, guys, because we got to know Tom, who again, as I said, he still helps look after the place. He posts some stuff on the Facebook page, Save Walton Hall, still to update on what's going on. Unfortunately, there's a lot of graffiti inside it now. It literally is. The next 12 months isn't going to be kind to Walton Hall for the wrong reasons. But I checked with Tom afterwards, and when I was editing it, I asked if he ever used walkie-talkies, and he said no. It's a good idea, and he was thinking of getting them when I mentioned it, but he doesn't. He doesn't use them. So that kind of gave me more credibility on the fact that these things happen to both of us as well.
Yeah, definitely.
But that top room, though, I mean, that's the same room when we first went there. That's the same room where I had me 15, 20 minutes of I wasn't even me. It's I mean, for anybody who hasn't seen the first 3 episodes, I think it's the second one, which is the first night vision one, when I'm up in that same room and I turn the camera on myself, and then I just go for a wander around the whole thing. And it's it was I don't remember doing that. I thought I went down the stairs and into one of the rooms, and it turns out I went for a wander around the whole place. I had little conversations with people that weren't there. That was freaky to watch that when I was editing it. But I mean, what an amazing place.
I mean, just to highlight Elliot there, obviously he knows the building very well. He just added a bit of credence there that, it was a convent, and there's a big load of rubble at the back, and the school at the front, so it's hard, especially at that kind of night, that time of night, to hear any voices there. So, thanks for that, Elliot.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. As I say, I did double check with Tom, and he did confirm that he didn't have any with him on that night, and he was on his own. He was literally just popping up there to check on the place. But for us to get 3 instances of the walkie-talkie, just one of them going off, it did make it a really strange evening. But no, Amy, I completely agree with that. It really is heartbreaking. And Elliot, it was the same as us. It's someone who, there's a lot of he shares our love of history, and Elliot knows the building as well as anybody. And it's that thing of standing there and absorbing what's going on and seeing it just rot away before your eyes.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'll maybe finish and just pinpoint the Walton Hall Facebook page again, and Jonathan Wild, isn't it? That's his name.
Yeah, Jonathan Wild. He's done it. He's done some really good work on trying to save a lot of buildings, guys. And he set up the Save Walton Hall Facebook page, which I'm looking at the list of names in here. Just about all of you have already joined that. So the battle goes on. But as I say, unfortunately, at the moment, it's one that we're not going to win. But yeah, so we will move on to our next little.
What we got now? Oh. And the Groves now.
The Groves now. What a night.
Yeah, hands up if you were there.
Or stamp your feet.
Yeah. Yeah, again, that was quite an interesting one, wasn't it? I mean, again, trying to get in places on time and get everywhere set up, it's can prove a bit of a nightmare, but there you go. But yeah, absolutely. For the second one that we've done, not to get cocky, I think they're going quite well, aren't they? And having the bit of a gap in between is good. So it doesn't mean that we're doing one every single week or month. We're not an events company, as we say, but it's just nice to obviously meet different groups of people and seeing some familiar faces. Obviously, who did decide, thankfully, to come back again. Great night.
Chrissy and Amy turning up in all the regalia of the Haunted Scouts hoodies, and Chrissy in a beanie hat. But yeah, it's, as Adam just said, it's brilliant to get to know you guys better, and just meet you. And it was really nice to have a few people there that we've met before, and also some new faces. So you can put faces to names, and you can allow people to absorb the atmosphere of a place as well. I think the feedback was really nice. Everyone saying how they enjoyed the intimacy of it, and also the freedom to do their own thing as well.
I think that's obviously that's one of our USPs, really, isn't it? That because we only keep it small to about 12, 15 at the very, very most, probably, that we can have 2 smaller groups, and then eventually we can put people where they want, for at least to have some free time or whatever to kind of explore it. And it's just done in a really, it's just done our way, really, isn't it? It's just casual. It's, it's as stressful as it is getting there and getting all the gear set up. Once we put the cameras on, it's actually quite easy, isn't it? Because we just stand behind the camera and it's kind of, it's over to you, and you make the episode, really. So I highly doubt I'm even in this once, probably twice at most. So yeah, it's really interesting. And I mean, obviously not to give too much away, there was definitely some good stuff that happened down in the old cells. So we're looking forward to seeing some, because we obviously had a lock off down there. Really looking forward to seeing that. Yeah.
No, that's really kind of you, Amy. Listen, same with you guys. It's I think it's nice when you find another team that's coming up at the same time as yourself. And yeah, I mean, honestly, 2022, I promise we will find somewhere to catch up. But as me and Amy were having a chat on I think it was on Facebook Messenger, and we were just talking about how trying to fit all this in when you've got kids and you've got a life and everything else like that. It's we all have these wish lists, and if that Euro Millions ticket comes in, then we'll all jump on the same bus and we'll just travel around the UK. I promise you. But no, and even if it's just to get Chrissy off our backs as well, we'll we'll do it.
Be interesting to know what merch she'll be wearing on that night, though.
Yeah, that's true, actually, Chrissy. Yeah, a reversible hoodie.
Amy's just grasped me up there as well. Now, I can't even remember what I went to get. I went to get something. I think it was one of the speakers. And I went, can you just hold that? And then I went and got it and come back down, set it up, and then started, and then forgot Amy standing there with the camera. And I was like, oh, God, sorry, I forgot. It's your episode, isn't it? So, yeah, you will get a little bit of me on screen. So that's good.
Yeah, well, it's difficult. I mean, when you're doing the event, it's difficult to get yourself on screen, even if you wanted to, because you've got to pan the camera around because you're in a room with 7 or 8 people. And the last one we did at Accrington, it was more intimate. We had such a smaller group that it was easier to get everyone in shot. We had groups of 4 or 5 basically, and that was the thing with it. We had more people, which was brilliant, but it's panning the camera around, getting everyone in, and you can't fit yourself in if you turn it around with the usual shot.
Yeah.
But
it's tricky, isn't it? But I mean, as I said, we're kind of on enough episodes anyway, aren't we? So it's nice to kind of put something back and give something back, isn't it? So
that's it. I mean, the fan events are about the fans. At the end of the day, it really does. It sticks in my throat when I say fans because it makes me feel like ego. But obviously, once you guys have met us, that couldn't be further from the truth. And even it just seemed no other way of calling it. It's a fan event. It's like it is what it is, and it's about you guys. And Mill Street in February will be the same. It's about putting you guys in an episode and joining in the fun. And that's the thing. I actually, as much as it'll be a hard edit again, because Accrington was a nightmare to edit just because there was so much going on. It's fun to watch how everyone, as Adam said a few times, that lock-off camera in the cells. I think I'll have to put the Benny Hill theme tune on that because everyone's going to be running in and out and up and down.
Yeah. Just looking at Rob's comment there.
I was just going to bring that up.
Yeah, it's, I mean, an absolutely brilliant place. A place I've been many a time with my children in my school on educational trips. Unfortunately, National Trust buildings are quite tricky to hire, and also very, very expensive, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the thing. Thing with it, Speak Hall would be a dream location, but it's National Trust. And you can't even I literally live 2 minutes from it. And I did want to go and do a live from there, just in the grounds, so that you could even, it sounds terrible, but clickbait, you're in the grounds of Speak Hall. Why would any spirits be stuck to the building itself? You're going to go out for a wander and things like that. So, the gardens back then was where they spent a lot of the time. But unfortunately, they locked the gates about a mile away from Speak Hall.
Yeah.
And that's the end of that. But just pop that up. Amy, thanks very much for joining us. And no, it means a lot. And we will watch tomorrow. Me and Adam have got a bit of football to watch beforehand. And then if we're still talking afterwards, Haunted Scouts will be back on Friday.
I think I'd just go straight to watching the Shadowhunters, to be honest, rather than the game. I'm not going to lie. So, yeah.
But no, we won't turn it into a football chat. But no, listen, guys, if anyone else is on, tomorrow night, Shadowhunters have got an episode from 30 East Drive. So that is something that we recommend that you watch. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Amy, it's a 2-parter, which is even better. So it's, but yeah, we'll be watching, whether it's during or after the football. But yeah, so get yourselves over. And if you haven't subscribed to Shadowhunters, do so. Because yeah, what they do is brilliant. And it's like ourselves, this is all getting fitted in between life. So yeah, it's go and subscribe, and 30 East Drive on their channel tomorrow, which yeah, I can't wait for that, because that's on our hit list for 2022.
Yes, fingers crossed. It will just be interesting to see how other teams go about it as well, because I mean, obviously how the history and the hauntings and the location, just kind of have a bit of a tout where some of the active areas are. But yeah, it'll be interesting one that. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, exactly. But as I say, everyone that was there at the Grosvenor event. Just a brilliant mixture of people again. That was the thing.
Yeah, it's always good on these, just when you meet different people, and it's seeing the names on a list, it's like, oh, okay, who's in that group? And then they walk in, they kind of get a feel for it. But an hour in, when everyone's just started to relax, everyone was mingling, everyone was chatting, and it was just good banter, really, wasn't it? And it just really relaxed atmosphere, no pressure. Just we'll kind of do this, we'll do that. We go at our own pace, and it's as I say, I think for the ticket price, you're not going to get many other people doing that. So I don't want to blow our own horn there, but I think we've got something quite unique there. So roll on Mill Street Barracks for the same. Hopefully we just don't get the apocalyptic weather, because we're 2 for 2 now with the with the rain at Accrington and now the wind. So I think what's left.
It's probably going to be snow blizzards in early February, isn't it? Yeah. But no, I mean, even just I know Kaz and Mike's blaming Kaz here for this, but I know Kaz and Mike aren't on the chat tonight because they've gone to see Alfie Bow and Michael Ball, or whatever his name is, at the arena. So
Mike we did.
Yeah,
he's a little secret.
Mike booked it, and I know we'll watch this back. Mike booked it to get in the good books. Behave yourself, Mike. We're on to you, Mr. Bond. He's there singing away now with his phone in the air, hanging around the stage door for autographs. But no, as Missy just said, it was Mike's mum Gina was at the Grosvenor event, and what a lovely woman. We've got some. I don't think we've shared it on the page yet, the actual photograph, or we've just shared it amongst ourselves who were there. But there is an amazing photograph, and I don't think there's a way of me even popping it up on this. There may be, but we'll get savvy with the technology.
No, I think it'll add to the episode, definitely, to look for that moment when we use the mirror. It's something that I know I've seen, or I've actually done it there before, and I've never really seen stuff or anything happen. And it was kind of for me, it's there if you want to use it type thing. And then what transpired in the next 10 minutes there was just it was brilliant. It just started getting going, and you'll see it when you watch it. Hopefully, I know Chris has got a lot of editing to do, but aiming trying to get that out December, January. So we try not to ruin it too much for you, but it's a very, very interesting 5-10 minutes that involved Gina. So
well, that's the thing, and it was good that people had different experiences. Everyone seemed to have the same experiences downstairs, which again was good. We even had one. Paul went off on his own for a little bit of extra footage for the episode. He asked early in the night if he could do a lone vigil. So we kept one special little area where it wasn't really big enough to take everybody trampling up and down. So he's got 10-15 minutes, on his own, sitting on a sofa at the end of a really dark corridor. So yeah, again, I think everybody really did.
If he decides to do his own spin-off from this, just remember who gave you your first 15 minutes of fame, Paul. So
Yeah, exactly. But no, I think what I will do now is I'll pop this one up, and then should we see if our new little thing works with the.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Go on, go for it and see. Let's see what's going to happen now. It's either us sitting here staring into space, or something good's going to happen.
Yeah, so hopefully this works, guys. But this should be a little trailer for what's coming up on Friday. So here we go.
Hi guys, and welcome to another brand new episode of Haunted Scouts here on the Wirral. This time I'm bringing Chris over to Rake Lane in Wallasey.
Stars shining bright above you. Dream a little dream. We've both got the old apps going now, guys. So again, as you've seen on previous episodes, if we get anything relevant that tallies in with each other, it will be on. Let's follow the moon.
Come and talk to us. You perhaps got a message that you want to
We.
We. I mean,
We.
how many of you? So who's we?
Rain. Because there wasn't meant to be any rain tonight, guys.
So we jumped in the car, across it came, and we got out the car, came for a walk around, and it belted it down. But thankfully it's nice and dry now, as you've seen with the moon. But yes, thank you. Acknowledgement that Adam got his hair wet before we started tonight.
Still looks all right though.
Oh yeah, I'll give you that. If you could come through and tell us your name.
William.
Wow, William. Thank you, William. Hey, it worked. So we're getting, hopefully that worked as well as it did for us too, watching it, guys. And yeah, we can make these live catch-ups a bit more exciting for you and a bit more interactive with things, and drop little, even if it means if we can do this once a month, once every 6 weeks, we can drop little bits in of what we've been up to and just tease you a little bit, because we like to we like to tease.
I mean, you've teased that perfectly, because I mean, from that final point, there is literally, I would say, about 10 minutes of just unedited footage of what actually happened following that, and it's just unbelievable to when you think, wow, and then it's like again and again, and it's just, honestly, I can't wait for you to see it. I am going to try and make sure, at least on that moment, that I just want to have a little read of some of the comments, because you are going to be hopefully blown away by that, because we certainly were at the time.
Yeah, as Adam just said, it was a pain in the bum to edit, because we use the camera reach.
That's a slogan on the t-shirt now, by the way. It's a pain in the bum to edit this.
But only because we use the camera reach, and I needed the audio off both cameras so that you could hear us both, because we were a bit of a distance apart for what was happening. But it was worth the effort of doing that and syncing up the audio, because as Adam just said, guys, literally from that point on, I think it's about 15 minutes where I haven't had to cut anything, because what you watch happen, I think I've cut about 20 seconds where we get a bit of kit out the bag, and I've cut that little bit, but we're back to it. And it's a really interesting episode for what we've captured. And I know we've gone on and on about it for a few weeks now, but it's almost time for you guys to see what we captured that night. And it was just a brilliant night.
I know, and I mean, from that, we were probably only there about an hour and a half, maybe, something like that. I mean, we weren't there long, because we went and filmed at Bennington Cemetery around the same time, didn't we? So it was pretty short. And I mean, what happened and what we caught was it's made a really good little episode. But I mean, again, you'll see it, but we'll definitely be going back very, very soon, and hopefully with a few guests maybe. But yeah, fingers crossed. I can't wait to go back, especially to one part of the cemetery, just to see if anything happens. So
we try to, just to go on to Elliot's point, rather than clap, we try to use a 3, 2, 1 countdown, mate. Or when we first turn the cameras on, we'll do 3, 2, 1, press record, and you're never going to get it exact, but it doesn't take long then for me to line the cameras up and have them exactly in that way.
I mean, obviously looking at Elliot's comment there, I was thinking who's clapping at what and what sync. It just went over my head completely, that comment. So as Chris said, it's kind of the 3, 2, 1 off you go, and then he presses record, and then I say, "Oh, did you say go?" Oh, yeah. So
yeah, exactly. But no, just to come to the wife's point there, yes, I know. You know, it's the appreciation of all you guys as well. It's you know, it does. But that's why, as I said earlier on, going forward, we are going to film some episodes in a different way, so that they're simpler, because there are a lot of teams use one camera, and when we do our bigger episodes, we can use 3 or 4 cameras. So some of the ones we're going to film as we go through the winter to stock up on a lot of stuff again. We're going to start doing a few one camera ones where it's 45 minutes, one camera. Doesn't mean to say you're not going to capture anything, because we did it at St. James's Cemetery, and it does work well.
sorry, I've got
Just
it's got a very strange message there on the phone, but
interesting point off question off Rob there.
do you think that those in spirit are really interested in where their body lies now? I ask this because graveyards, cemeteries, and maggots, ghost hunters. I mean, again, quite interesting, Rob. For us, I mean, a lot of the cemeteries that we've been in, I mean, if you look at where we were in West Kirby, I mean, what an absolutely magnificent place that is. And
Yeah,
I get that that it is like, you know, it's where bodies are, it's where hauntings are. But I mean, if you were going off like residual energy and pure emotion, I mean, where would there be that much kind of emotion and kind of, you know, like your final moments, and it's your final resting place? So I get, like, you know, if it was me, I wouldn't be there if I was a ghost. I'd be kind of, you know, at somewhere, you know, at Goodison Park, you know, booing them one last time because they're heading. So yeah, I get that, but I think, you know, maybe there is something to it, but I completely get your points. But I mean, some of the graveyards anyway, especially around the Wirral and Liverpool areas, I mean, they're just absolutely, I mean, the scenery there, and they're just so peaceful that, you know, it's they just make really good episodes, don't they? And I say everyone does seem to have this fascination with graveyards, and, you know, well, why not? And we kind of just followed the same thing, and we've just currently got onto a bit of a spin, really, of, you know, we had about 4 or 5 where we wanted to film, and we thought, well, why not just put them all together? So I know it might seem like graveyard, but, you know, there's a lot of other things coming as well to the channel. So
yeah, which is led on there nicely by the wife about good things coming up. Yeah, as Suzanne said, me and Adam, we desperately, we haven't been out. The Grosvenor, ironically, was the first time we'd seen each other since halfway through October, because we hadn't been out filming anything, because we took some time off, recharge the batteries, because it's to use the battery, you know, thing, it drains you, and you do need a break from it. And I think taking November off and finishing it with a fan event, just that energized us again. You kind of look around you and you go, wow, okay, this is why we do it. And as Suzanne just said, we just need a break in the weather, because to go back to the beginning of the chat, if we plan something, it goes to shit. And that's the thing, weather-wise. But we've got the locations we're going to hit, in December and January, and we just need the weather. So literally, we're on standby with each other of the weather forecast good this Saturday. Are you good? Yeah, I'm good. Right, charge the batteries, and off we'll go to keep bringing the content in. But no, 2022 is going to be pretty exciting.
Definitely, mate. Yeah.
But yeah. So what else have we got here, mate? Let's have a look, because we know what we're going to finish with, and it's a certain magazine that we were in. We'll finish with that. But what we'll do, let's talk about.
Yes. So finally, I mean, and it does follow on well from what we were saying, that, you know, we have got quite a lot of content, but we've got even more content, which obviously isn't episode worthy, or we wouldn't put it in the episode. But I mean, there's loads already that Chris has put together and put on there, even bits that I forgot about, to be honest, within the episodes that still, you know, we can't, you know, it will turn into like a 3-hour episode, which is just, it's far too long for what we want. So, you know, there's bits that we think, well, that one probably is just slightly better than that. But yeah, there's so much stuff on there already that will be interesting to see tomorrow. Who will be very kind enough to obviously become a member.
Yeah, I mean this is the thing, guys, with the memberships, where we've set it at £2, as we said when we launched it. We've set it at £2. There's a £2.99 a month, which gets you 10% off future events. It'll get 10% off one ticket, and we did specify that. So if you're buying 6 tickets, then unless the other five people coming with you are all members, then only one of you will get 10% off. Otherwise, we'd be skins in no time. But yeah, I mean, and that's just your basic support the channel one. $4.99 a month will get you exclusive behind the scenes stuff, a lot of extras, which it's stuff that I throw away when I'm editing an episode, because it's not, as Adam said, it doesn't add anything to the episode. We'll always drop the banter in there, but there's other bits which are interesting, but for the way we want the episodes to run. And even the likes of the saddle, last minute I took about 10 minutes worth of footage out of the saddle at the end, because it stopped it running smoothly. There is one exclusive members only episode that will not be released onto the channel. That was when we joined up with Roy Basner from Liverpool Live Radio at the Bridewell. So we set a lock-off camera up and we just filmed what we did that evening. So again, that's an exclusive for members. As Adam said, there's a few things on there, but the $4.99, cancel anytime. You can do 1 month, think that's enough of that, and cancel it, and you just pay for that 1 month. But it will all go back in to what we want to try and do in 2022 and beyond.
Yeah, I mean, it's not our main source of revenue, which is important to know. We don't live off it, so we're not going to be sitting here saying, "Come on, give us your money" type thing. It's just, kind of what we've done so far in 12 months off our own back. So put a bit in and kind of see where we can kick on from there. And there's a lot of new locations that we that we want to get to, and even throwing a fraction of the money in for us to help us to secure the location is brilliant. I mean, the fan events now are helping us massively to build up to start looking at these top 20 haunted locations in the UK and stuff like that we can at least try and get 1 or 2 done a year, and if that's it, so be it. But every little helps, and even on the if you don't want to do any of that, which I completely agree, I know a lot of my mates will be like, "I'm not paying to see you, you should be paying us," kind of thing. So there is the little one-off option, isn't there, where in the episodes and stuff you could literally just drop buttons to us if you wanted to. But
anyone that's, obviously we're on YouTube now at the moment, so if you look at the bottom of where the chat is, you'll see a $sign. So that's another option. Of you click on that, you can donate 50p, you can donate £1. It's a one-off thing. YouTube are going to be introducing something going forward called a super thanks as well, which hopefully will appear on our channel soon, and it'll be on every single episode from the past, where people, and it's a brilliant idea. It's YouTube have come up with a brilliant idea for channels there, where if you watch one episode of a channel and you think, "I really enjoyed that," you can donate. You can pay £1, and I enjoyed it. There's £1, and any channel is going to be grateful for anything. It's we get 70% of what of what we of what gets put in.
Well, Amy's just sent something there, I see.
Yeah, thank you very much, Amy. That's our very first super sticker.
Claim to fame
there. We should have party poppers and everything.
I've got them in my bag somewhere, actually. But that's you and I off to Poundland tomorrow, so we get £1 each. Happy days. What are we going to get?
But no, honestly, Amy, thank you very much. Yeah. It's as I say, though, it's good that you guys all trust us, and where that, as Adam's just said, we work full time, and that's where we make our living. Anything we make from the channel goes towards those that were at the fan event will have seen us just keep unloading equipment, connecting batteries up to stuff and everything. And it's those little things that add up.
Coffee and the crisps and the sweets and the tub of sweets.
But no, honestly, Amy, thank you very much. That you know us, we're two humble guys, and it's that's the thing. We the way even as Adam just said about all the snacks and everything, the refreshments at the Grosvenor. Me and Suzanne were talking about it, and my mum, how brilliant it was that everybody felt comfortable and just jumped in and helped everyone. If someone was making a cuppa and someone else was waiting, they say, what do you want? I'll make it. And that's why we call it a family. It is. It's a Haunted Scouts community. It's a family.
Yeah. No, it's great. But looking forward to obviously seeing, we're not going to expect to wake up tomorrow and see, 1,000 channel memberships, but it's one of those things. It's just an optional extra, and it's something kind of to kind of push us on a little bit and get us in line pretty much with what every other paranormal channel is doing out there as well. So it's nothing different, but it kind of just puts us in the same category now, albeit kind of at the bottom. But everyone's got to start somewhere, haven't they? So
no, exactly. And do you know what? It's like, this is what we've said. We've now got to a point, guys, where with the support that we're getting from hosting the events and the little bit of profit we take from the events, and also now with channel memberships and the advertising revenue that, the little bits of revenue we'll get from the adverts that pop up on the episodes now, as annoying as they are.
They're a pain, but we get something from it, don't we?
We get something from it. So, if we get 1,000 views, we might make 20 quid eventually from that 1,000 views, and that. It doesn't sound a lot, and it's not for 1,000 views. But again, that's just because YouTube put their adverts on. So we are, it all does go towards helping.
It's better in our pocket than YouTube's, isn't it? So I've got there's a button that I need to click when I get up in the morning, and that'll switch on the memberships. So as I say, guys, once you remember instantly, there are some extra videos there. We need to get used to it. So give us a chance as well to get used to how we best utilize the memberships for you guys as well. So you do get stuff, but we are going to film some extra behind the scenes stuff. Episodes will always be free for everybody. We would never, ever remove the episodes from anybody. That's not what we're about. That's like holding it to ransom, and we would fully deserve everybody to unsubscribe and bugger off, because that's not a way of doing it. That's why we've set those two low amounts. They're the two lowest amounts that you can actually set in. But no, I mean, I think before we finish with our little recital, should we spoil these lovely people with one extra trailer, mate? Go on then. Why not? So I mean, you're just showing off now because they're working, aren't they?
But what we'll show you now, guys, is we haven't even set the link on there yet for the premiere. But we thought you'd like to see what will be coming up. We still haven't decided how and when we're going to release this episode, but it's going to be very soon. But here's the trailer anyway. Enjoy.
Okay guys, so again we're over on Wirral, and this time we are in Bidston Court Gardens.
Oh, my light gone again then.
Must be its location.
Weird that I say literally I pushed the thing on the back of it, full battery.
But if you can get us in there, it's
no, not here.
Oh,
well maybe we're not getting in there. Then try it. Yeah.
We go down into the gardens a little bit. Will you perhaps come and talk to us down there?
She scares people.
She scares the girl, and she scares people. Right, it's okay.
Spooky. Yeah, obviously.
Oh my God.
You see, now I'm glad you very rarely hold that app. You see,
I was going to say this is why you hold the app.
I'm so glad.
Can you show yourself?
I'm over here.
Oh.
Okay. Kind of reminds me of the first place you took me, mate.
Coldies.
No,
Where's the first place you took you?
very first place.
Oh, the rally.
Yeah.
Oh,
Under the
sorry,
tunnel.
excuse my French, guys. Yeah, why didn't I see that?
Well, that little jingle at the end, it doesn't half add to it, doesn't it?
It's good, that, isn't it? Yeah.
And I mean, probably one of my favourite bits so far of Chris. Probably the first time actually you've held the that Spirit Talker app, and you know it doesn't do it justice how high he jumped when that voice came through. It was brilliant. Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Chrissy there. Chrissy, thank you so much. Another super sticker there off Chrissy. No, honestly, you, Chrissy and Amy, you've met us. You know how humble we are, as I say, and you know that genuinely will mean the world to us. Yeah, I see Amy's. Hang on. So, no, we haven't forgot, Suzanne. Honestly, we've got them at the ready.
Yeah, I mean, what an actual place Bidston is. I mean, there's a little. You've obviously got Bidston Hill, but you know, even myself, it was I think it was Anubis actually put me onto it, where there's actually another number of places around Bidston that are equally as active and equally as haunted. So yeah, I think I'm pretty sure you may. I mean, you probably think which one now, but there was again another failed live attempt from me when I was there.
Yeah.
I think when my lights actually went, funnily enough, now linking that back, and we just realizing, yes, my light wouldn't work, but your light was drained there, wasn't it? So
mine drained, yeah.
We do use the same light and the same pack, so you know now it might not look so silly.
Who knows?
Yeah.
No, just to answer Emma's question there, that was strange then. His shadow went across my screen. I don't know whether anyone else. I'll have to watch that back. It was weird. Ooh. Right, for sale. Yeah, Emma, you can join anytime. Honestly, there's no pressure on anybody. We've just put it. We could have launched the memberships a month ago when we hit the 1,000 subscribers, but we wanted to hold off until we had some bonus footage to throw in there for you guys, so you immediately get something for your membership. So yeah, we could have launched it 6 weeks ago, but we've held back on it.
You know, and I mean, it would have been the ideal scenario. There was we were always trying to get to that 1,000, you know, within the year, and I mean, we can't believe it actually happened, and it was a perfect time that it did, because obviously the Halloween episode was probably one of the first ones that went out when we actually hit the 1,000 subs. Now, I mean, we could have just turned around and made that a private video and just absolutely, you know, gone, right, you know, if you want to see it, you need to pay $4.99 and get on it. You know, we would have probably made quite a bit of money off that, but equally we would have absolutely, you know, ticked a lot of people off. So, you know, we just didn't quite feel that it was right to go, right, you know, straight away, let's get the channel memberships going. And, you know, again, we understand it's Christmas as well. So please, you know, if you think, well, it's a tight month, December, you know, I'll wait till February or whenever. You can literally join whenever, unsubscribe whenever, or so absolutely no pressure. But, you know, equally, we just want you to carry on watching. We're just trying to offer something else for you. You know, and it is just the extra that I know some people who like obviously watching us for some strange reason would enjoy. So
yes, Suzanne there.
See the shadow then, yeah.
Oh, but yeah, it's as Adam just said, guys, it's you know, anything that helps us with the channel is fantastic, because we've got a wish list for 2022 and beyond. And we've got immediate ones that we are looking into places and finding out the prices to actually hire them for the night. And this is the thing, it's that's what it comes down to. And then a lot of these places you want us to go to, we're trying to get places where we can spend the night so that we can maximize it. But it also means these places are further away. So even if we're not spending the night, then there's a potential of a hotel to stay in before we drive all the way back home. But yeah,
I think you know us as well. You know, we're not going to say if a venue was £500. You know, we're not going to wait until we get £500. You know that, you know, at least a third, half of that is going to come from us anyway. You know, because we'll always first and foremost put our hands in our own pockets. You know, before we start asking for handouts, and we're never going to go, oh, we've got a date to secure. You know, Newsham Park or something, for example.
Yeah.
You know, but we just need another £200, so get your memberships in or something. You know, it's just not, you know, it's just cringe-worthy, really, isn't it? So, you know, we're not asking for handouts, and, you know, we'll be booking a lot of venues like we have done before, and then, you know, it's just the extra revenue for the channel just helps kind of, you know, petrol-wise and stuff like that, doesn't it? So, yeah.
Well, funnily enough, you just used a very leads us on nicely to the last bit of you guys before we finish. Well, cringeworthy.
Now, obviously, this was about 6-7 months ago. I can't even remember how it came about. It might have even been round the.
It was the music box, wasn't it?
I think it was after that. I think it was the second Peter Cavanagh visit of the REM pod going off. I'm sure it was around that kind of period, but it actually might have even been that. I can't remember. It was that long ago, but it was about 6 months ago. This came about, and unfortunately, it gets to the point where I think Chris was actually really busy at this point, and the poor woman had to deal with this div. So it kind of turned into this, which you can see is just a car crash, really, isn't it? But I mean, you know, if you've ever read a Take a Break mag, like I used to when I was a child, because my mum always had them hovering around. But I mean, I'm the most successful sibling. I'm going to throw that out there now. You know that I've made it to Take a Break, so it's job's done for me. So
yeah, exactly.
Kind of your move to my brother and my sister there. Yeah.
But I'll just say, Mark's just joined us there. So hi, Mark. Hope you're well, mate. You'll be able to. This will be on when we finish it, mate. It'll still be on the channel, so you'll be able to catch up on it. But you weren't notified. You know what? We get that a lot, mate. Yeah, it's one of those annoying things with YouTube. All we would say is just where you've subscribed, just click on the bell next to it and make sure it's got a couple of marks next to it, which means you'll get all notifications. But it doesn't. Facebook's the same, mate. It's we go live on Facebook, and sometimes it doesn't notify people. So yeah, it'll still be on, mate, for you to catch up on. There's a few things worth watching on it as well. So yeah, Mark, you don't want to borrow Amy's alarm clock, by the way. It doesn't work. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as much as obviously we're going to have a good laugh on this. I mean, it was massive thanks to Julia, I think it was, who took the time to write the article. And, you know, for us, it was a lot about just getting our names out there and getting our faces out there. And yeah, it's as much as it is dramatized, it is very much appreciated, you know, and obviously to get the little articles that we've had here and there, it's lovely to get it in. So, I mean, I'll throw it up there on camera. It's the January edition. I did, you know, throw my little face out there, kind of a little bit like this woman here. I did do my little shocked face for them, but yeah, they didn't go for that on the front cover, unfortunately. So
it's on page 58, guys. But what I would say, by the way, we're bigging this up. Don't go out and buy that, because we're going to tell you about it now. Yo, put it into the bloody a month's subscription to the channel instead. Don't give these the money because they didn't give us anything for the article.
That's very true. That actually,
Yeah.
where it's got £500 per article and £300. Yeah,
Exactly.
we took it as a chance just to kind of do them a favour, do us a favour type
Yeah.
thing. So
We
yeah.
paid £300. We paid £300, not to us. Didn't get us a cup of coffee.
No,
Mark,
well,
no need to apologise, mate. Honestly, it's notifications don't always work, and it's interesting to know. It's interesting to know that you're not getting notified. We've got no control over that, unfortunately. But as I say, it's us. We just try and push it out there as much as possible. If we tell you what time we're going to be on, we'll always try and be bang on time with it. But are you going to read it and I'll read my stuff or what?
it's entirely up to you. I mean, I'm quite happy to do whatever. If you want, yeah, I can read it and you can jump in and do your.
Well, I can do my my mannerisms that this hints that it's I did. So it's your article, mate. So it's off you go.
So, yeah, I mean, this is
Sorry, Amy. Thank you very much
Amy.
again. Yeah, honestly, it's better spent on us than on this thing.
I mean, it was £2.30, but we'll cover the other 50 pence out in the time. So, but yeah, this is apparently my psychic journey. Who knew? Learning to love the dead. Now, a few issues with that headline that my mates are never going to let me live down. But yeah, off we go. So. The computer sprang to life as I settled down to watch another ghost hunting video. I was fascinated by anything to do with the paranormal and devoured ghost hunts online. Only I didn't actually believe in ghosts. I was a practically minded primary school teacher by day. I just watched the videos for entertainment. I was sure the spooky noises people recorded were fake or a simple coincidence. There was one ghost hunting group I watched more than others, and curious to experience a hunt firsthand, I started going out with them on investigations. A guy called Chris Cummings was involved in the group, and he was the one who communicated with the spirits.
Hello,
One day,
spirits. Yeah, it's Chris. Yeah, okay.
One day, he sent me a message.
Said, well, hang on. Where am I?
Because you're too busy messing around.
Sorry, mate. I know. No, right. Okay. One day, sent you a message. Right. Yeah. All right. I'm filming a ghost hunt and someone's dropped out. Would you fill in? I asked.
I was still a complete skeptic, but I was also interested in his shiny bald head. No, we could edit that bit out. I was still so interested in the technical side of things, and for filming and recording and listening out for strange sounds sounded like fun, if nothing else. I mean, what a mad guy. You're on, I said. Now, I mean, Chris does ring me quite a lot and offer locations. And, when he says we've got this location, I do usually say, you're on. A few days later.
Eyebrows as well.
A few days later, I met up with Chris. I did the filming while he did the communicating with ghosts stuff. I loved helping out. Now, if you see, which will probably be on the members channel, that actual episode, I moaned and I hated it. And I'm surprised I'm even still mates with Chris, to be honest, because that was the kind of thought I'd leave it there.
Yeah.
So we've kind of fluffed that one up a little bit. So I loved helping out, but as Chris communed with the dead, I tried to stifle my snorts and giggles, which I do quite frequently.
You don't believe in this, do you? I asked, smiling.
Not really.
You'll see differently in time. I smiled.
I went along again and again after that, and soon strange things did start happening. We'd be filming and would hear a noise. Was that you? I'd accuse Chris, rolling my eyes. But he'd shake his head earnestly.
Wasn't me. I'd shrug.
Another time, the temperature suddenly dropped, and I knew he couldn't have faked that. Then we were filming alone in a haunted mansion and heard a woman's voice. Chris raised an eyebrow. Exactly like that as well.
Believe in it now? I asked.
I shivered and shook my head and refused. I refused to be won over. But then things changed during an investigation in a haunted pub. Setting up for the night, we placed an old music box in an alcove along with a camera, then left it there for the evening before heading home later to review the footage we'd captured. When we replayed the film, I clapped a hand over my mouth. The music box moved. It really had moved before my eyes. That box, it moved, I gasped. Chris nodded.
I told you it's real, I said.
I can't believe it. I gulped. After that, I was hooked, and I was a believer. So much so that Chris and I decided to branch out on our own. We came up with the name Haunted Scouts for our paranormal investigation group because we cover Liverpool and the Wirral area, where I live. We've begun to get a strong following on social media with people tuning in from all over the world to see our live stream ghost hunts. Now, we hope to do more and more investigations exploring loads of different places. And I can't believe it's me, the skeptic, who's excited about it. I mean, it's very tongue-in-cheek, but literally 99% of that is true. So, yeah, there you go. But
Can I just say, guys, well, before we just carry on with this last bit, the genius behind our theme tune, Steve, is in the chat there as well. So if everyone can say hello to Steve, and Steve, it's a rarity, mate. You're on while both of us are here, and listen, again, mate, we can't thank you enough. Your theme tune, your music is as much of a part of Haunted Scouts as we are. It's so yeah, listen, everyone, first thing everyone says to us when we get together is our duty to the party comes on, and it's time to settle down with a brew and enjoy one of our episodes, mate. So listen, thank you. I haven't forgotten about you as we move forward. If we make a little bit as well, our deal's still there, mate. Didn't need to put it in ink. We've got it in friendship, mate. So you can trust us on that. But yeah, listen, thanks again, mate. And it's a privilege for us to be able to use your music. So yeah, and made up, you've popped on, mate.
Cheers, Steve.
But yeah, the article, mate, it's.
I mean, it's one of them, isn't it? And you guys know us, and you kind of think, well, all right, we know that's not what happened. But I mean, if anything, it definitely. I mean, when I first read it to Chris, because it was just on the off chance I forgot the day it was coming out, it was the 25th, and yeah, I said, you won't believe this. I mean, I took a photo and then almost went home and I didn't buy it, but it's one of them. You don't get an article in there all the time, do you?
No,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
And anyone who watches this back again, listen out for the hilarity above me from Mrs. C. Because it's, I mean, literally, she's been waiting all day for the recital.
I mean, we didn't even rehearse that, did we? That's just come.
No, literally, we just picked it up, and yeah. So I apologise if my mind wandered a bit. I was trying to read the comments, and yeah, didn't get a chance to highlight the bits that but yeah, listen, as Adam just said, how often are we going to be in take a break? And if we do get back in it, tell you one thing, it ain't going to be for free. Everyone else, 250 quid for the picture of me holding me big fat cat because it looked at me and its eyes glowed. Behave yourself. 250 quid. I'll send them a picture of our cats. I'll probably get 50 quid back off them for that. Here's my cat looking at an orb.
But yeah, I mean, it's obviously getting a bit late now, isn't it? And
It
I've
is,
got
yeah.
literally in the corner of my eye here the books that I brought home to Mark. So I'm going to have to try and make a start. But massive thanks to everyone who's jumped on and joined in tonight. And again, thank you so much for your support. It means a lot to us.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, guys. So I say, as Adam said, unfortunately, he's got a pile of marking to do there. I'm going to go and make sure the wife's all right from I can hear the laughter upstairs and put the kettle on. But now, listen, thank you, everyone, for joining us. Hope we haven't bored you and gone on too long. But yeah, as I say, a couple of little trailer there for Rake Lane this Friday at 8 o'clock. And then a little sneaky preview of what's to come in one of two very special Bidston episodes. So yeah, there's a lot to come.
Yeah, if anyone wants us to read any other pages out to take a break, let us know. It could be a regular feature.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Yeah. So we'll have to start by and take a break. But yeah. But no, listen. Thanks very much, guys. Thanks, Amy. Thanks, Chrissy, for your kind super chats there as well. You've started the ball rolling for us there, and as I say, from tomorrow, there's a new chapter opening up for the channel, and we are going to take you guys along with us for it. We hope you enjoy. Anyone who jumps on and gets a membership tomorrow, we hope you enjoyed the content that's already on there. We will add to it on a monthly basis because we just about keep up with the episodes, let alone extra content. So we're going to do easy to film, not for anybody else's eyes, extra content for you guys. So yeah, there's plenty for you to enjoy. But we will see you all on Friday in the chat. And
yeah,
as I say, Adam's got a
Yeah, apologies if I'm not there. I will obviously pop on and say hello. But yeah, it's our staff do. So it's one of those things, unfortunately. So I will jump on, say hello, but I won't be as active as I usually am, so to speak. But hey, yeah. But again, thanks very much, guys, and I can't wait for you to see and read your comments on the Rake Lane episode, because it is just absolutely just mind blowing. So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. And Mark, don't worry about it, mate. We've all missed stuff on YouTube because they don't notify us. So we know you're a top fan, mate. So don't you ever worry about that. But yeah, listen, guys, enjoy the rest of your night. Chrissy's probably off to do a blog for I'm a Celebrity. She's got that on record now. We've interrupted that on her. But yeah, thanks for joining us, guys, and we will catch up with you on Friday. Thanks very much.
Cheers, guys. See you soon.